Let's say you're an engineer, right? You have an idea or a vision of a product here. And you say, well, you know, there are a couple of more things to create a business. Oh, I need a customer, right? Oh, I need to reach the customer. Oh, I need actually activities and resources to do this. And at the end, the equation, you know, revenues are bigger than costs. So you just fill out the boxes. But I think you can go a step further. Is the second level is when, yes, you fill out the boxes, but you understand that there are connections between the different pieces.
And that was the Net Espresso example you used.
It's exactly what I just showed there, that they have a real story. They have a strategy between the machine and the pods to create recurring revenues at a very high margin. All the money goes into their pockets, right?
And I think when you came through our class, you saw our students already starting with level 1, which is, gee, the biggest step for most entrepreneurs is just trying to figure out what were the hypotheses as a level 1 example. And when you kind of get that and get out of the building, then you realize there's another game to be played. And the thing to remember for those of you doing startups or want to compete, even in an existing company, if your competitor is playing a level 1 strategy that is just simply customer product market fit, but you figured out a Net Espresso strategy where you're using other pieces of the business model canvas, you could kill them every time, even though technically they might have a better product. My favorite example is Microsoft. Anybody ever believe DOS was the world's best engineering solution to an operating system? Microsoft played a channel game on a way that was chess when everybody else was playing checkers as strategy. And Bill Gates' biggest contribution to business was not technology. It was the ability to use the channel and distribution and pricing in a way that was actually, if you drew it out, the other pieces of the business model canvas that no one else saw because they were playing on a technology level of, gee, I got this value proposition, look at my features.
Right. And the best way that I found to get people to develop this idea of a story and connections between the pieces was, in a workshop, I was always puzzled that, you know, people were just throwing these Post-it notes on the board at the beginning.
Yep.
So I forced them to do something in a different way. I said, hey, the worst thing you can do when you explain your business model is put everything on the slide and show that. Why? Because that's cognitive murder. Okay? It's information overload. Nobody can follow your story, and you'll have a hard time explaining it. So I get them to start from a blank canvas, and you can even do this by yourself just to figure out what's the story here. Mm-hmm. And I get them to put up one Post-it note or one building block at a time to walk the audience through the business model. So that would, be something like this. Hey, I'm addressing this customer segment, and this is the job that they want to get done. Today in the market, nobody actually gets that job done. So this is what I'm offering them so they can get the job done. And you know what? They're willing to pay this much to get it done. But if I want to do that, I need these key resources and at these costs and so on. Mm-hmm. So if you're at that level, you're at level 2. You really can walk me through a strategy. That's a big difference to level 1.
And is there more levels? Is this kind of like a Zen-like thing where
It's not enough, right? You want another level. Okay, so
every consultant needs multiple levels so you could keep coming back.
Don't insult me. I'm not a consultant. I'm an entrepreneur.
No, not you. I mean, people who make a living off of your work.
Right, which is fun that people actually use it. So there is a level 3. And the level 3 is when you don't just understand your own story, but you start understanding those business model dynamics that exist in different business models. So you can understand, hey, Google, that's actually something that with complicated terms you would call a double-sided market, where you have several pieces that fit together. And you'll find the same dynamics in several business models.